What's up everybody, Brian Tong here at a special location, and I'm here because Sony, they had me come out at Sony Pictures Lot and we're going to showcase their entire 2024 home entertainment lineup. So we're talking about TVs, that's the Bravia 9, Bravia 8, Bravia 7, Bravia 3, and if you're wondering, those names are very simple and clean. Yes, they are, so kudos for y'all, I love that. Also, home theater, we got to have sound, so we're talking about the Bravia Theater Bar 9, Bravia Theater Bar 8, and then a really fun product, the Bravia Theater U. That's that next speaker that I've played with earlier models. Really fun new advancements happening there. And then of course, a new, let's call it like a modular system, the Bravia Theater Quad. That's really cool as well. And why I'm here is because we got to go behind the scenes and learn from really the masters and the artists behind making the movies, everything from your visuals to your audio to mixing it, the care that they put into it and how that translates from when they make it to what we see on the big theater screen in the movies, and then what we see at our home and how that all comes together, right? Their tagline is cinema is coming home, but I got to actually live and experience that, and it came away with a lot more appreciation. So we're gonna show you all of that and everything that they have to announce. All right, we came here to see the biggest and baddest TV. So right next to me, this is Sony's flagship TV for 2024, the Bravia 9. You could see it, I can see it. It's bright, it's crisp, the colors pop. In person, I mean, let's be honest, it's gonna look different and it's insane. I mean, even the viewing angle is incredible. Now, you know me, I love my TVs. I review TVs on my channel and I continue to put, OLED has always been the standard of the deepest, the darkest black inky levels, and it does have that. I also have a room that I draw the drapes down. It's basically a blacked out room and that's where it excels. But the reality is that most of us are in living rooms where daylight's coming through, there's windows. So you need a brighter TV to support that and to look its best. Well, this TV right here, this is a mini LED based TV. And not only that, the brightness is 150% higher than their X95L TV, right? So when I look at this, incredible brightness, incredible image, but in a home environment, this is what's really gonna pop. And you think of these TVs as tools, they've really changed my mind about how I feel about mini LED, because again, it's always been, sometimes there's a point where we're always like OLED, 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 but this is going to be able to show you a lot more range and image detail. And what I got to do is go behind the scenes. We got to see the people who are actually making the tools that cinematographers use and colorists use to make their movies. And there's this display. It's a reference monitor. It's called the HX3110. And it goes up to 4,000 nits. And a lot of times, let's say you have a sun here, the TVs that we have today, they'll clip this brightness out. It'll just look kind of like a big old splotch of white. Well, the higher brightness that your TV can get, you can start seeing details of like the eye of the sun while keeping that brightness. That's what this TV can do. We also got to take off this LCD panel and see what a mini LED display from another competitor is and what Sony is doing with their mini LED technology. It's really all about their driver. It's an advanced driver that allows this to be a lot more specific, whether it's bumping up the brightness, whether it's the image specificity of the backlight. You can see the difference from left to right. There's just so much more detail, and also it reduces blooming. So when I walked up to this TV for the very first time, if you didn't tell me what it was, I would have thought the image was OLED, but a lot brighter. This is mini LED, kind of like taken up another notch. And I got to experience a lot of this creation process where we see the people that make the movies and their intentions to then go on the big screen, the movie theater, and then taking it home. This is not a gimmick. Like they're working, the workflow is literally from when a movie starts being made to all the way going to the theater and now coming home. And this is the reproduction. A lot of artists and cinematographers are saying that's exactly the way that I wanted, that I know my movie should look like. And it looks like that. So this is the Bravia 9. It looks incredible. All right, let's talk about some other features on this TV. X anti-reflection, right? So this display, when you can see, we're actually getting hit by a lot of harsh lights, but you're not seeing anything really harsh popping. Obviously, we like that if we're in a space with a lot of windows or lights. The other thing is the wide angle, right? I can get here and I can actually still see the intensity of the brightness from here going side to side. So the angle, this is gonna really allow people at home, wherever you're sitting, to see the great images from here. Now, another cool feature here, speakers. These are all built in. There are 6 speakers. There's 2 subwoofers, 2 mid-range speakers, and then up here there's 2 top firing ones. They're beam tweeters up here, so that allows it to hit you up top and give you that sound like over your head, really create a true Dolby Atmos audio experience from the speakers that are here. Also, you have a cool feature called Voice Zoom 3. Now, this is something you would have wanted a long time ago. We've had voice zoom before, but this has been improved with their algorithms to really fine tune those frequencies that voices are at. So let's say there's a scene where there's like a huge jet blaring in the background. That low rumble is still gonna rumble, but you're able to bring that voice up to really, and it sounds so much more separated than we've had before. So I think that many of you might have wanted something on that for several movies you've seen in the past. Yeah. Now, you know, I've been drooling about the actual image quality and how this has changed my mind about how I feel about the quality that Mini LED can achieve. Well, they also have a really cool partnership with Prime Video. Now, there's a new mode in here called Prime Video Calibrated Mode. And what it does is that whether you're watching a film, a TV show, or live sports, they are working in partnership with them to give you the intent and the original, like the image that you're supposed to see on here. It happens in the background. So we know that, yes, you can manually change the different TV modes on your TV depending on what you're watching, right? There's vivid, there's performance mode, there's a bunch of them. But this is Prime Video Calibrated Mode that you don't have to lift a finger. It's done for you. You can choose to turn it on or off, but I love the fact that, again, they're really leaning into this whole idea of director and creator and cinematographer intent, and what you see is exactly what they want you to see. The Bravia 9, Sony's flagship TV, will come in 65, 75, and 85-inch sizes, but that's not all that was announced. The Bravia 8 is their new WRGB OLED TV for 2024, and because it's OLED, it will not have their XR backlight master drive feature that I showcased with the Bravia 9 with the exposed backlight comparison, but it will have pixel by pixel image control and those perfect deep blacks from OLED with no image blooming and a stellar image. The Bravia 8 will come in 55, 65, and 77 inches. And then we have the Bravia 7. This is also a mini LED TV, but think of the Bravia 9 as their flagship. The Bravia 7 comes in 55, 65, 75, and 85 inch sizes. But if you look at what I call the big three for 2024, Bravia 7, 8, and 9, they share many of the same technologies with Sony's XR processor that drives it all with their excellent image upscaling. They all support Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos, IMAX Enhanced, DTS:X, HDR10, and HLG formats. And all three TVs support all of the calibrated modes, including Sony Pictures Calibrated Mode, Netflix Adaptive Calibrated Mode, and Prime Video Calibrated Mode. All of this to support the original creator's vision. Plus, Voice Zoom 3 is on all three TVs and the 4-way stand that can be positioned differently depending on your use case. So we had this 3-day event at Sony Pictures Lot with plenty of TV content creators, tech creators, studio execs, and more. And I won't be able to show you everything that we saw and heard there, but they showed us how Sony's pipeline from the original creation of a movie to the final product that we see is what we get at home, from the visuals to the sound. So two absolute cinematic powerhouses, director Joseph Kosinski and cinematographer Claudio Miranda, who worked together on movies like Top Gun Maverick and Oblivion together, talked about how important it is for them to see their work the way they intended it to be and how it's translated from the big screen and then to our TVs at home.
I don't know if the average person realizes just how much effort, care, and detail, we put into every step, every frame, the specific color grading of a scene, the amount of detail you see in the shadows, the specific hue of red or orange. You've got the ability for people at home to see the same thing that you're seeing when you're grading it.
We did everything from seeing the new HX3110 calibration monitor in action, and it's just hard to explain how amazing this display is and how professionals use it. You just won't see anything better, to a comparison of what Sony is doing with their backlight control and all the detail on the Bravia 9 with their mini LED TVs. Then we went to the Pixomondo virtual production stage. This is a huge volume made up of Sony Crystal LED displays that was around us and above us. It was my first time seeing one, and it's just so impressive that it could transport you to a different location and give you a sense of place that is really can be captured directly on camera and has been used on many of the things that you see today. We also got to spend time with legendary Foley artist Gary Hecker to watch the craft of making all the sound effects we hear in a movie, both large and subtle, that make movies come alive. Everything from manhole covers to web thwipping to your everyday steps or horses trotting. The sound of the leather saddle and buckles. And even the horse itself. It really gave me an appreciation of just how amazing and unique a craft is. Gary is one of a kind, and it gave me such an appreciation for the art of Foley. Then I went to the Anthony Quinn Theater to get a lesson on how sound is mixed and mastered for all your favorite movies. thousands of sounds, effects, voices, music, everything you can think of, and seeing it in Dolby Atmos, mixing it in person as it happens, and learning how the audio is mixed individually for everything from a movie theater to your home theater system, and all the way down to just the speakers on your TV to get it sounding the best it possibly can on every configuration. I learned so much, and it really gave me an even greater appreciation for all the work that goes into what we get to experience and how sound is just as important as the visuals. So I've talked a lot about the Bravia 9 TV. Let's talk about the Bravia Theater Bar 9, right? 9 and 9. So this is also their new flagship soundbar. This has 13 speakers built in. You're getting much clearer and wider spatial sound experience. I mean, this bar comes alive when you listen to it. Now, with this soundbar, you know that the flagship last year was the A7000. This is going to take its place. You also have the Theater Bar 9. It is 36% smaller by volume, so they're able to make this more compact, but also we saw an exploded version of all the different speakers. They've really replaced and improved the majority of those speakers, so you're getting better sound, better spatial audio. This also talks and communicates, obviously, directly to the Bravia 9 TV and takes advantage of their Voice Zoom 3 technology. So this is a perfect pair. You can also expand the system by adding a Sony subwoofer or their rear speakers to the soundbar. The Bravia Theater Bar 9 is their flagship model, and then just a step under is the Bravia Theater Bar 8 that has 11 speakers compared to the 9's 13. It sounds impressive in its own right and can be paired to a Bravia TV as well. I got to also spend just a few minutes with it, but Sony Bravia's Theater U, this is a dual speaker system that you can rest on your neck that's flexible. It only weighs 268 grams, so it's not that heavy at all. You'll get Dolby Atmos sound with the Bravia TV, but it won't take over the entire room with the sound. It's just made to be more personal and isolated to you. I could see myself wearing this for gaming late at night or watching a movie, and I've used previous versions of it. This is by far the best sounding and feeling one that I've experienced so far. And then Sony also revealed their Bravia Theater Quad. This is a sleek, stylish speaker system that can blend into your home decor with 4 speaker units, each featuring a tweeter, mid, woofer, and up-firing speaker. So you place them around your living area, and they know where each of them are positionally in a room. They work off each other, and they're connected to a Bravia TV. You add a subwoofer, and the Theater Quad was easily the most impressive sounding system that I heard from Sony, and really brought the audio alive again, the way the creators are intending it to sound like. So there you have it, just so many different pieces of fun tech. And you know, someone like me who has invested in a home theater, I love all this stuff. I mean, some of the takeaways I took from this is that I feel like Sony has changed my mind about how I feel about mini LED, right? OLED has its place. Mini LED now has its place, but that Bravia 9 feels like what is coming in the future, but it's here. So that's really exciting that the things that I've seen here, I know you haven't been able to experience all of them, but I'm just trying to tell you what I experienced has really got me sold on the idea that, you know, mini LED, what they're doing now is a whole different beast. So there you go, a fun first look at all of their home entertainment lineup, sound, TVs. I mean, look behind me. Do you want to take some of this stuff home? Because I do.